be reviewing On My Mind by Sharon and Draper. So I've decided that I'm going to do 3 book reviews in a row. Last week I posted Rules by Cynthia Lord, which had David with autism and Jason with, I'm pretty sure he had cerebral palsy, just like Melody in this book. Because just like Melody, he can't talk on his own and he can't walk on his own. So I'm pretty sure it's cerebral palsy. And next week you can expect me to post Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. Anyways, overall, this book is a really, really great book. And I actually recommend this book for 8 to 9 years or older, because I feel like some parts of this might be a bit hard to understand to under 8 years, and when Penny gets rolled over by her mom's car, that's, I don't know, maybe just a bit much for younger than 8 or 9. So if we move on from that, Melody can't speak. I really want to emphasize that right now, because talking is the only way we communicate, unless for some reason you use hand signals. Talking is, I don't know, it's just one of those necessary things that every single person can do, unless you're mute or has cerebral palsy. And for Melody, she has cerebral palsy, so she can't talk or walk. And in Rules, you thought it was bad with Jason. I thought it was bad with Jason having this huge book of words. Melody has a talking board. How big does a talking board need to be to fit every single word in this world? And Melody has a talking board that fits on a wheelchair. How big would that be? I don't know, this big or so? How many words could you fit in there? I swear it would be like under 50. If you like cut really small words, then maybe you'd get a bit over 50, but you would never, ever, ever get anywhere close to having all the words in this world. So I was really glad when she got the Medi-Talker, and I felt really relieved, because despite the fact that in this book it's first person, so you know exactly what Melody is thinking. Well, the Medi-Talker, it was just a bit painful to just watch her like have to point to everything on her talking board. But with the Medi-Talker, I feel really relieved that she can finally talk and say what she has to say, because you would have never known what Melody was thinking before, and now you can understand her. So now that we're moving on from that, I'm going to say I have no idea who the antagonist in this book is, because I feel like it's a tie between Claire, Molly, and Mr. Dimming, because Mr. Dimming seems so unsupportive of Melody. I don't know, it's just Mr. Dimming, when she participates in the practice round for the Whiz Kids team, he says, oh, Melody participated too, and Melody says that she doesn't like the sound of his voice. In conclusion, he probably sounded kind of disappointed. So I don't really think that Mr. Dimming supports Melody very much. On the other hand, Molly does everything that Claire does, so I'm not exactly sure if Molly actually naturally teaches Melody, or if it's just because she wants to be like Claire. But one way or another, they're amazingly rude. That's really, really rude to make fun of somebody who has a disorder or a disability. Just, who does that? That was just the way they were born. So it's just so mean. I mean, bullies teasing children happens everywhere. Everybody teases others. So, like, despite the fact that that's mean too, I feel like making fun of, like, Melody, and when she shows off her Medi-Talker, Claire's just like, I never thought that Melody ever had any thoughts in her head. I mean, Melody's a human being too. So, why wouldn't she have any thoughts in her head? Because she just can't talk, that's it. Because if you don't talk about something, doesn't mean that you're not thinking about it. Anyways, I have another question about this book, actually. The question is it Rose's fault or is it the class's fault that Melody wasn't called to go to the Whiz Quiz team? I mean, they ate breakfast early. They didn't invite her. That's overall really, really mean. And then Rose is about to call Melody, and then she doesn't call her because all of her classmates are just like, no, don't call her, no. So I feel really bad for her. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for her, right? And leading on with that, if Melody was there, could Mr. Dimming's class have scored higher than 9th place? Because 9th place, I have no idea how many kids went to the Washington, D.C. for this, but 9th place still seems pretty low. But I feel like if Melody were there, they may have maybe at least scored in the top 5, maybe. Because Melody seems to be really, really, really smart. And I don't know, it's just Melody seemed like she helped her team a lot in the first round, so why couldn't she help them in the Washington, D.C. round? And leading on to both of these questions, is Rose a good character or a bad character? Because at first, she seemed like really happy that Melody was sitting next to her in the music room. She seemed like she was pretty nice to Melody. Overall, she was really nice. But I don't know, maybe it's just that I think maybe she could have easily called Melody, even though the class said no. Maybe it would have made her pretty unpopular, but that can't mean that she just doesn't include Melody in this. I mean, Melody was heartbroken, so were her parents. Everybody was heartbroken for Melody. So I don't know. It's just she could have called Melody. And the fact that she didn't call Melody, yes, the class said no, but it's not fair. Yes, she has cerebral palsy. That doesn't mean that she should be treated that much differently. And 2 more questions about this. Why does Mr. Deming seem to hate Melody? I mean, every single time, I don't know, it's just a lot of times in this book, Mr. Deming seems like he doesn't really support Melody. Like, if you compare Mr. Dimming and Catherine obviously supports Melody. But Mr. Dimming's always like, oh, she participated. Like, and he always underestimated her because maybe, I mean, yes, there is a very low chance of this, but there is still this itty-bitty chance that maybe somebody believed a bit in Melody, maybe Rose believed a bit in her and all, but I don't know. I don't understand. He's a teacher, and mostly teachers are supposed to be really supportive of any student. Usually that's how teachers are, but Mr. Dimming just doesn't support her. Why? And our last question before I end this video with my final rating is the ending a happy or sad ending? Because in the end, we learn that Penny's going to be fine. She's not dead from the car accident. Her head's fine. She just has a broken leg, and that's it. So the next day she goes to school, and everybody confesses what happened. They give her the trophy. She knocks it off, and she says, I don't want it. You deserve it. So that's really how the actual story ends, other than that last chapter with her just summarizing her life. So is this a happy or a sad ending? Because I'm not sure if she meant you deserve it and like that I don't want it, I'm okay way, but I'm pretty sure that she meant it in like, this trophy is cheap, it's plastic, it's useless, just like you, so take it. I'm not sure what she meant, but I don't think it's exactly a happy ending, because she was just a bit, I don't know, I just don't think they ended on very good terms. Anyways, to wrap up this book review, I'm going to say I really love this book, and I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. I can't find anything wrong with this. So remember to like and subscribe, and make sure to read Out of My Mind by Sharon and Draper. Bye.